So since yesterday I've been working on these freezing conditions here. It's like 35, 32 sometimes. Today's really foggy, but I've been working outside here on this on covering up this all the way back. This is the back of the bus. This is where the air conditioning outside unit's gonna go, and then I need to cover this whole thing and kind of like seal it up against the weather and the elements. And I have two materials that I'm going to use. One is for the corners and the bends. I'm going to use aluminum sheet that I have some spare in here from other build. And then for the flat areas, I'm going to use this material that came on the bus. I don't know what's the name of it, but it's like this very thin compressed composite wood with, like, it looks like a ton of resin, and one side of it's white. I'm going to show you guys later when I get to that part. But this thing, I've been testing this thing since I got the bus, and I had some doubts that it was going to be waterproof and weatherproof and everything. So I left some sheets outside since this bus got here. So they have been outside for almost 2 years now, 1.5 maybe, and in all kinds of weather, like rain, super cold, super hot, 120-degree days out here, and those things are amazing. They don't change. Like, one side of it is painted white, and the other one clearly can see the composite wood on it with the resin, but they don't change. So I'm going to use that thing because that I know that's going to work, and I don't want to use like a aluminum sheets to cover this whole thing for many reasons, but the main one being, like, it's always harder to work with aluminum than this thing. And since I already have this thing and I can recycle, I'm trying to recycle as much as possible. So I'm gonna do that. So after measuring up this corner, I'm gonna see if I can see that this corner right here, I came up with, like, this was the mock-up, and then I just came here and I was cutting this board and bending it, and making sure that when I put this thing here, this is going to match perfectly on this side, and then it's gonna cover all this side and this, making this curve. So basically taking off this corner problem, because it is not just like a 90, it's very composite. This wall comes out a little bit, which makes the curve here not be 90 all the way, and then this thing goes out a tiny bit too. This wall goes out a little bit, so it's kind of really complex. And then after, like, a bunch of fights with the aluminum sheet and a lot of clamping, and because I only have like hand tools, I don't have a real breaker, I built this. So I'm really proud of it. Yeah, the curves are not like super nice, but you can probably understand why this changes. And it was kind of really hard to bend this, but since it's like a manual work, I'm really happy about this. So in the back of this, there's some insulation to take the vibration and some edge of the temperature here. And this is actually the first time that I'm going to try to fit this here. So let's see. Yeah, it fits. I'm just concerned about this spacing here, because I'm gonna leave like a hole to get those two. There's the first line of the AC. There's gonna be a second one, so I'm gonna open up a little bit more this thing till here. And I think that was the original plan, and I was trying to use a little bit less to be more conservative. Let's cut this again. I've been bending these things with like the help of this, like just an L angle steel, and a lot of this clamping thing, and this one is messing up. I think it's too much force for this little one, but using those big ones too. And basically, like, there is like one bar that came in with like a manual small brake that I got a while back, and this piece is very heavy and super thick, and this is the one that I've been using to kind of like clamp the thing down, and you form an edge, and then from the bottom of it you can use this to kind of like bend, and it's basically a lot of force. It is not pretty. Maybe it's not worth to record. If you're cutting aluminum with one of those grinding wheels, cutting wheels, you have to use the one specific for aluminum. The other one, I was reading that it can kind of clog up and kind of like backfire on you, kind of like explode on itself because of the heat or something. I didn't understand exactly, but they sell specific ones for aluminum. So make sure you grab that one.
Take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey. Come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, ease up. Wow. Come on, and move it on. Come on, said babe. I said babe. Oh honey, come and move along. You gotta feel it, yeah. You gotta move along. You gotta feel it. Let's take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey. Come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, ease up. Wow. Come on.
We finally have a final product. It took I think it took a little bit over like 3 days of work. I'm sure, of course not full days of work, just like a few hours a day, but it's been really cold and today is surprisingly great outside. But this is done, so I'm gonna show you guys. We ended up building this edge here on aluminum because of this complex situation on the band and everything else needed to meet here. This whole back is that white material that I told you guys that came with the bus, and it was supposed to be like weatherproof, and it's really great so far. It has this like white, it's not even a paint, it's something, it's like a gel coat situation. That's what it looks like in there, but it's all protecting the insulation that you can see a little bit in the corner, protecting the water tanks and everything that goes into this side. And then on the bottom we have so if there's any water that goes down here, I came up with this idea of like building this lip on aluminum. This is an aluminum sheet also with this this backing that is this vibration insulation thing that we've been using all over the bus, and this stuff is great, glues really well. And in the back of all of those things we have the same material, so there is like a not looking good band right there, but I couldn't do anything better than this, and then this thing goes on all the way to the end here, and then I'm gonna have another solution for a door, a sliding out thing here, because this is where all the plumbing is going to be. Hopefully all the water pumps and everything that's noisy is gonna be here. But this is, yeah, this is what it looks like. On this, on the top of this, there's gonna be a support, and then that's where the outside unit of the AC is gonna go. Those are the first lines that I ran that goes all the way to the front of the bus. It's just sitting here waiting, but this is what it looks like. Pretty happy with the result, and just hope it's going to save us from getting any water getting into this back here. This is it. On to the next project now.